This is an exciting day, Ro. Why?
Because you got some, wait, what did you get?
You're about to find out.
Also,
Got this here package from Ukraine. And without further ado, here she is. This is what happens when you get a gambeson from Amazon. You order something that looks like this, and then they send you something that looks like this. But on the bright side, they did send me a random, not asked for, not paid for pair of little pants. Thanks, guys. Now, if you're saying to yourself, hey, that looks like a direct knockoff of the Forge of Sven's doublet, well, you would be correct, sir. And when I went back to Amazon to try and show you who you should be warned to stay away from them, this is what I found. Sorry, couldn't find that page. On the other hand, I did have some good luck with gambesons from Amazon when I went to these guys, the Medievals. They have their regular gambesons around 80 bucks and they were on sale for 50 one day. I bought one, ultimately didn't end up keeping it, just wasn't a good fit. I wanted something with a lot of longevity and I wanted it to be made out of linen. The ones from Amazon are almost always going to be made out of 100% cotton. And now back to the one I actually purchased and ended up keeping from Ole Antonov. Pure 100% linen. Here we go. His gambesons are pretty sick. I got the entire set, the top and the bottom, the padded pants, from Ole for about $300. That was in the beginning of my epic conversation with him there. And now we'll go back to just kind of reviewing some of the technical details. Highly technical sewing patterns, reinforced knees and elbows as you see there. Then here's a nice detail on the legs. They have a drawstring to really cinch them tight around your boots. And then there's a nice little touch Ukrainian flag symbol on the inside of the pants. Notice the vertical quilting and the diagonal print quilting. This was one of maybe 8 different pattern combinations that you could choose from. And let's see. Should we try this bad boy on or what? Here's a close-up of the waistline of the pants. A lot of different Velcro options, belt loops all the way around. We'll get to that crotch flap thing in the beginning, or in the front there in a second. Disregard the hickeys on my back. That was from a masseuse doing those suction cup thingies. But yeah, so notice here, I think this extra flap is not just for funsies, because that's how they did it in the old day. I think it's to hold a cup. But then, aside from that additional flap, they pinch together with Velcro there. There is that gap where my fingers are. And then this flap comes up. And I think not only would hold a cup, but also gives this waistband something to adhere to, as you see there. Notice that the buttocks, the fabric there is very thin. That's one single layer of linen compared to everywhere else that's quilted and padded and whatnot, which is good, I guess, because you want to dissipate some heat that way. Trying the whole thing on, it's rather a tight fit, because remember, this is custom made, so it takes a little bit of work getting it on. But then once it's there, really loosen the shoulders because of the, again, technical design. They moved the hem over from the shoulder closer to the neck, which frees you up from having a seam going right across your shoulder where you need to articulate. It tapers in nicely at the sides. My wife thought that was a nice touch. Oh, here's some even more technical details. The reinforced buttonholes on every side, including the top and bottom. Extra reinforced there. The buttons, there's this big blue button you see on the outside, and on the inside there is another button, which just helps add some strength to the overall feature. Again, as I said, notice the vertical stitching, then the quilted diagonal. there's all kinds of combinations on Ole Antonov's on their Facebook page that they'll let you choose from. This is just the one that had the maximum amount of diagonal quilted stitching like that I wanted. Here I'm pointing out the axilla or the armpit, as well as the antecubital fossa or the elbow pit. Here in just a sec you'll see that. Both of these areas are much lighter. There's only one layer of fabric there compared to everywhere else, so that you have more mobility and or are able to dissipate heat. Then you've got this detail again showing a close-up of that elbow. Really technical, amazing quality work there. It's notched out sleeve. I'm sure it's for some incredibly important purpose. I don't know what it is yet though. Notice that there is no leather cuff on the end like you can get from some places such as Buhurt. My other gambeson that I'm getting will have those in it, so I'll be sure to show you. Up here I'm just pointing out the high neck or the mandarin collar. Vertical seams at regular intervals adds strength to that overall collar construction there. And then just to open it up a little bit, you see the two-tone color scheme throughout, which is also a nice touch. A loop for hanging. And that's basically all of the details that I'm going to showcase here on the ground. Reinforced in all the necessary areas, mobility in all the necessary areas, breathability in all the necessary areas. It's overall fantastic. All right, let's see this bad boy in action. You'll probably see my lips moving in the background there. I tried to record myself as I was moving around in this thing, but the audio didn't come out right. So now I'm just doing a voiceover, and I'm probably lamenting there the fact that I have no pockets. That's the one critique I have. Apparently that's a later invention. I'm probably going to do some historical research into that, when pockets were invented and why they weren't invented sooner. I have no idea. But then here again we have those reinforced knees, so this is me putting those to the test. It's not like wearing knee pads when you're doing tile work or something, but it is certainly a lot better than just regular old pants. Again, showcasing that booty, a thin booty flap. And then I'm about to show the really cool detail on the back of the lower leg, the calf. Look at the, what do you call that? That drawstring tie up there. It comes with this really cool pocket. But first I'm pointing out here again that the seam does not go across the shoulder, but rather across the neck, kind of across your traps, which allows the shoulder joint itself to be much more mobile. But yeah, here's me testing out the mobility, just overall moving in it. It stretches. It didn't feel like it was encumbering me at all, so that's good. And I really like how it tapers in at the waist, kind of accentuates that V shape that aesthetically always looks nice. Let's see. Again, showing the elbow pit where it's thinner. But let's move right along to the back of the leg that I was mentioning before. You'll see here on the side, that drawstring again. You can cinch it down, tighten it up as much as you need. And then all the extra string, some of which I'll cut off, I'm sure, but you stuff the rest of it, including the little grabby thing itself. You could shove it in that tiny little pocket that they made. Interesting little detail. Here's a close-up in just a second. Boom. There it is. You shove it all in that tiny little pocket at the top of the lower leg. So again, there's plenty of room in the waist for it to grow. That's what I'm showing here. I'll show you from the side just how much room when I stretch it all the way out. We've got a good 5-6 inches of space there. And so it gathers together nicely enough that it still fits me well. But since I'm not likely to get any smaller as I get older, that will help to accommodate my changing girth. But here my audio came back on for some reason, so let's tune back in. This is one of 2 gambesons that I have. This one's made entirely out of linen. And you'll notice, if you can see the snow flurry, it's a little bit chilly where I'm at the moment. So I got this one more for the summertime. The other one I got is made out of wool, which I think is going to be way too hot in the summer, but perfect for winter training like this. And if I don't end up using them seasonally, I'm certainly going to be able to benefit from just having one that's I use in a practice and is stinky and nasty. And while it's being laundered, I still have another gambeson that I can put on and that I can alternate in between soft kit and hard kit. So yeah, so that's my plan. One of them more exclusively to train with my soft kit, and the other one once I get arming points on it. And I might occasionally leave the armor attached, like some of the fighters do. I think it's kind of gross because you're just leaving all that sweat in your gambeson and then you're putting it on again a few days later. But maybe every other week or something, that does save a little bit of time on harnessing all of that armor from the gambeson itself. Sorry, I keep referring to this whole kit as a gambeson. This top is the gambeson. The bottom have a different name. I'll probably put it up here because I can't remember it off the top of my head. And yeah, but the whole kit, if I talk about my gambeson, I'm referring to that. Another word I might use from time to time is harness. I heard another fighter use that and I liked it. So yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. Here's just a tiny bit of footage of the gambeson in action. But that wraps it up. Let me know if you have any questions, want to know about any specific details. Most important bits are that it's faux linen, made by Ole Antonov, around $300 for the set of padded pants plus the top, aka a gambeson, the whole harness, $300, and I think it's very worth it compared to what you can get from Amazon. Although if you need to reduce the cost by about half, you can get the pants and top from Amazon for a lot cheaper. But I think this one's going to last a lot longer, so in the long run, I think it might be worth just spending the money up front because it will save you more on the back end. But that's it for now, guys. I'll have another one once my wool gambeson gets here. Until then, Happy New Year, and remember, Buhurt is love, life, and for everyone.